it or not, just a few years ago, this area was not the beautiful forest we are standing in today. Gray Oaks Tree Farm has a long history living on its 26 acres. Located just outside the city limits of Bellefontaine, this area, previously known as Roland Farm, was left overgrown and unmanaged for years, with every dominant tree species here having been planted. Robert Walker talks about what it took to revitalize this land into a property he, and any certified forester, would be proud to own.
So when I seen this property, I thought, this would be a great place to be. At the time, there was nothing around me. Everything was pretty much grown up. The housing developments weren't here and so forth. And so I purchased it. Cleaning it up as far as the brush, the invasive species, and that's when I knew I needed help. How do I eradicate this, but do it in a safe way that I wasn't going to harm the trees or the environment?
Much of this property you could not see through, nor could you walk through. Robert has used just about every tool in the toolbox when it comes to trying to eradicate invasive shrubs. Everything from large equipment to herbicide to hand pulling the small ones.
There's a couple different programs that we've been involved with, actually 3 or 4 that I believe that's been very beneficial to this property. I started out as a forestry stewardship program, so I had to keep acquiring property until I had that certain amount of property where I could be qualified for a tree farm. I've been involved with a couple EQIP programs, one for invasive species and another one for conservation, brush piles, things of that nature. Also with the United States Fish and Wildlife on restoration and building of a wetland, a wooded wetland. And it's been a very good partnership all along. We are greatly appreciative of the funding that we have been giving. It still gives one an incentive to move forward, whether purchasing tools, equipment, sprays, things of that nature. And I think it's a very beneficial program. Favorite spot's probably back by the cabin area and the spruce areas. And I'll tell you why, it sort of reminds me of not only the state of Washington, but state of West Virginia, where we used to hunt up on our family farm. There was a pine spruce up on the top of the hill, and that was always a favorite place. To me, to be a tree farmer is to be somebody that's very involved with nature, the forest, the trees, the plants, wildlife, creating a habitat. Let's face it, it's a labor of love. It's a lot of hard work, it's some long hours, but the benefits, look around you, the benefits is next to none.
He goes above and beyond. I have a lot of good landowners that I work with, but no one is as detailed-oriented as Robert is, for sure.
I think if somebody is given the credentials of a tree farmer, they need to live up to it, not only on behalf of the certification they've been given, but also in respect of what they're supposed to be managing and taking care of. Look, I wouldn't have what we had right here. We're listening to these finches out here. We're listening to other species of birds. We've seen deer. We have skunks out here. Yeah, skunks. And we have all kinds of wildlife. But this wouldn't be here unless, you manage that properly, thoroughly. So it's all in harmony, in my opinion.
Gray Oaks Tree Farm is a good example of how a small acreage suburban property can support forest management and wildlife. Robert Walker, with his Gray Oaks Tree Farm, is the 2021 Ohio Tree Farmer of the Year. He feels at home in the woods, and he wants to share that with others. He's installed signs all over this property explaining all the work done over the years. This area, now also a place to encourage the next generation to invest into nature. 5th graders from Bellefontaine enjoy field days out here on this beautiful property. Do your research, call a forester, and you too can help restore and revitalize our forests.